This is a segmented walkthrough. It means I used saved states to record the footage. The whole video is made with the intention of being a tutorial of the game. Feel free to use any of these strategies using this video, but listen carefully before you can perform them successfully. Hello everybody, this is a 100% no damage run of
Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. Press
on the North American PS1 version.
Crystals, of course.
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals from the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we need to find an enemy.
Crash? Crash? Crash! My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
So this first section of the game doesn't count for the 100% no damage, but I won't take the Aku. Because if I take that Aku, I will have 3 Akus on the first stage and it will be very simple. So let's talk about a little of the North American PS1 version. The North American PS1 version has some different movement strategies.
Well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
As I told you, the North American PS1 version is harder than the European version. And the main reason of that is because the neutral slide spin. It's not harder to do it, but it moves less. It makes less movement. How can I explain this? When you will see speedrunners of this game, they will always, or at least 99% of the time, use the European version of the game. And the neutral slide spin, it's what I'm doing right now. That's the neutral slide spin. You just can see it's like a glitch. Some people like to call it a glitch. Some other people said it's not a glitch. I would call it like it's an exploit of the game, because it's something like it's a movement that you have to do really fast with your fingers in order to achieve that. And it's kinda hard because you have to press the slide button with the directional and then release the directional, press the spin and then press the directional again. I have a tutorial on my other channel. I will leave you a card right up there, and I will explain in depth more about the neutral slide spin there. So for the blue gem, you have to pass the first stage without touching any box. That's the rule for the blue gem. And when you don't get the first crystal, you have a cutscene of Cortex being mad. Pretty funny.
No, Crash. I said bring me the crystals! Now, get back in there.
So on the European version of the game, the neutral slide spin moves it covers more terrain, and on the North American version it doesn't. So that's why speedrunners always use the European version of the game, because you pass the game pretty fast on that version of the game. And I'm using the North American PS1 version. So for the 100% of Crash Bandicoot 2, you have to collect all the gems, the 42 gems and the color gems. That, if I'm not wrong, is 5 color gems or 6. I'm not pretty sure. And I won't be using any glitches or out of bounds for picking up the gems, because I don't think it's fair game for a no damage run. So I will pick the gems on a legal way, like the game is meant, like developers meant to do it for picking up the gems. So right now I'm just getting all the boxes for the feeders stage. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. I don't think it's something hard to explain about it. And I will be using the Triaku invincibility, because it's something that the games gives you, right? So I don't see the point that not using that. And I think it's not possible to do a no dead, no damage run without picking up Akus if you are making a 100% run, right? So on that part, if you jump on the box and then hold the X button or the jump button, you will go to the next box pretty easily, and you won't get stuck on that weird terrain. You have to jump on the turtle and then pick up the box that there's right there. It looks like rats did these specimens, these animals. But a friend told me they are armadillos, I think. I'm not pretty sure what kind of animal they are. For me, it just looks like rats. And that's how you just get the first gem pretty easily, just destroying all the boxes on the map. There's not a big deal about it. And the first crystal, of course.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. Crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
There, Crash? Crash! Crash! Are you there? Are you there, Crash?
So I forgot to tell you about the neutral slide spin boost. It's a speed boost, and it has many variations of it, and also it works differently, depends on the terrain you are. If you are on ice, it's faster than when you are on normal terrain or another kind of terrain. So sometimes when you're with the third Aku, you have to be really careful about when the music is ending, because you can be hit when the third Aku is ending. So the main trick for not being hit when the third Aku is ending is that you have to pay attention to the music. When it's fading, you have to be very careful. So you can make a glitch with the neutral slide spin and hop for picking up that red gem, but as I told you at the beginning of the video, I will be picking up all the gems on a legal way. I won't be using glitch or out of bounds to pick up some gems. And that's why the video also, it's like more than 2 hours, almost 3 hours. So don't forget about the nitro exploder there, because it's off camera and you can miss it very easily. And there's one gray box right there. So for these animals, you have to wait until the last one is about to falling down on the empty hole. Because if you go for the first one, sometimes you won't kill 3 of them. You will just kill 2, and maybe the last one will hit you and you will take damage. And everything is one shot on Crash Bandicoot, right? But if you have an Aku, it counts as a hit. And of course I won't be losing any Akus.
So, you were helping Cortex gather crystals, yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy, and I will do anything in my power to stop you. If the fate of the world is truly your concern, you must gather the gems, not the crystals. If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser beam that will destroy Cortex and the space station he's created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering
Oh yeah, and of course for picking up the red gem of the Snow Go level, we will be picking up on the second warble. Not here. Because as I told you, it's possible if you use a glitch, but the legal way is picking up on the second warble. On Air Crash level, there's a secret passage. So on this map, there's 2 gems and 1 crystal. 1 gem you picking up when you beat the level on the time that is below, on the right bottom corner. But we won't be picking up that gem right now. We'll be picking up the gem that is obtained when you destroy all the boxes of the map, or the stage, I'm sorry. And because we pick up the blue gem at the beginning of the game, we have the secret path to this part. And the music of this kind of map is really good. I like it a lot. And of course you need the secret passage of the blue gem if you want to pick up all the boxes on this map. It's pretty interesting how it works and how you can achieve all the gems on some levels and on some other levels. I will try to explain the best as I can. So on this part, try to destroy all the boxes that you can with the platforms. Avoid the mines that are sliding. And the trick right here is going to the opposite way. So right now you have to pick up all the boxes that we left because we activate the gray box to activate these boxes. And sometimes the platforms, I don't know if it's a bug or something, but sometimes when you boost the jet, Crash doesn't jump with the platform, and it's really weird. I think it's a bug. I'm not really sure. And here's the Nitro Exploder too. So it's really necessary to pick up the blue gem for this part. Because if you don't, you won't be able to get the gem of all the boxes on this stage. There's not something really hard to explain about this stage, so I think this is it. Yeah, because this stage is one about water stages. Because the next ones, Air Crash and Plant Foot, are the hardest one of water stages.
Crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power. I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the 5th crystal.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. You have the Nitrous Brio cutscene when you pick up the first gem. But because I was triggering Neocortex cutscenes, that's why Nitrous Brio doesn't trigger at the right time when I pick up the first gem. But the cutscene about Brio, it's always when you pick up gems. There's no other way to trigger Nitrous Brio cutscenes. So right now I'm making the time trial gem. And this map is pretty easy. And if you know how to do the neutral slide spin, it's much more easier. And there's just one stage that you have to be really fucking fast. It's like you have to speedrun the game on that stage. Because the time trial is very tight and you cannot lose any time. But you will see it when we arrive there. Okay, the last stage of the first warp room. So this stage is like a chase stage. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is the pits. I'm drunk, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's nothing special about this. You just have to destroy all the boxes. Where there's something special because there's a point of this stage that there's two paths that you have to choose. And you always have to choose the the left pad, not the right one, because on the left pad it's the gray box that activates the invisible boxes. And take advantage of the third Aku because we will be backtracking this part. So kill all the enemies on this part because we have to backtrack and we don't want surprises, right? And always time the music of the Akus. That's how you know when the Aku will end and you won't get hit with something stupid or something like that. So when you pick up the crystal and activate the gray box, the invisible boxes of the other pad, the right pad, are activated. And you have to backtrack all this part and go with the right pad, because on the left pad there's no more boxes, so you don't have to worry about it. The last box was the one before the crystal. So the hardest parts of this game, it's like the cameras and how they start moving and try to troll you, because you cannot like calculate very well how the enemies are coming to you or not. I think that's the hardest part of this game, because the camera is intended to troll you and make you miss the hitboxes of the enemies. And the only way to kill the vultures is to jump there, because if you spin, they will just push you, and of course if you don't spin, they will kill you. But you cannot kill them spinning. You have to always jump to jump them. So those kind of boxes, the purple boxes, you have to destroy them with the oh my god, I forget how to say this word. I'm sorry, I totally forgot how to say. Well, you have to jump and then press circle, and you will make that animation that Crash make and destroy everything with that. So this game was the first game that implemented the dynamic difficulty adjustment, and it's one of the pioneers on that, right? Because it's a 1997 game, and it works pretty interesting. But I think it just works when you die a lot, because when you start to dying a lot, the checkpoint gives you a free Aku when you die a lot on the same spot every time. Okay, so this one is the chase stage. The giant snowball starts chasing, so you cannot like stand up and wait for something. The only parts that you have to wait is when there are some nitrous, because you want that the big snowball destroy the nitrous, because you cannot destroy them, right? On some chase levels, there's not a green box that destroys all the nitros. It works kinda interesting. I will explain you when we arrive to that stage. when you are off camera, when you are very fast and you are not seeing the snowball, the snowball won't destroy the nitro boxes. So you have to see how the snowball destroy the nitro boxes in order to the game that count the nitros as a box. Because if you don't see how the snowball destroy the nitros, the game that will not count as a destroyed box, and you won't get the gem of that level. So for every jump on that box is 10 jumps until it destroyed. So on the 10 jumps you have to move. There's a way to use the spin to destroy it very easily, but it's kinda hard because you have to time it very well. And if you don't time it very well, you will just fall down and die. And another interesting thing about this kind of stages is that you cannot enter with Akkus. Doesn't matter if you have Akkus before. The game always rip apart your Akkus when you enter to this stage. That's why I don't have Akkus. So you have to be careful in this part, because if you don't move very well, you will get electrocuted or even smashed by the big snowball. Okay, so now I remember the word about that movement of Crash with the X circle. It's a slam. I'm sorry. It's a slam. I totally forgot about that word. Apologize about it.
We are not without enemies. Some of them you may even recognize. Although they cannot harm you inside this warp room, they can attack you on your way to the next way. To get to the next warp room, use the platform that appears in the center of the room. Good luck.
Okay, so the first boss. Pretty easily when you know where to go, where to stand up. And his name is Ripple. I used to think that it was a dog, man, but I think it's a kangaroo. So you have to stand up on this place, the right left corner. And then go to the right. To the bottom right corner. And the other one was the bottom left corner, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. I cannot English right now, I'm sorry. And then you stand up on this part. On this square is the fourth square, as you can see. And then you stand up again on the same spot as before, on the right bottom corner. And you have to always wait until the last TNT explodes and until the last nitro explodes. Because if you start moving close to Ripperoo when the last explosion doesn't happen, you will get hit by the explosion and you will die, right? Because you don't have Akkus. Then you have to stand up on this part between those two squares. And on the last part, when you spin Ripperoo, you have to get away from him, but because when he's falling down, he can hit you with his hitbox, and it will count as a hit, and you will die. So just get away as soon as you hit him.
I see that Ripperoo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again. But back to business. There are crystals to be gathered, 20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a power great enough to rip the Earth apart. Properly utilized, however, the crystals can absorb and contain the energy.
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to tell you this. You have to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise. Crash, I can't keep the data path open forever. Crash, you need to...
Okay, so right now maybe you wonder why I'm skipping the first level. It's not because I'm cheating. It's because on Air Crash you got the secret passage to get the red gem. And on the first stage of this warp room, that is Snowbeast, you need the red gem to pick up the gem of that stage. So you have to jump between those boxes, and there's a secret passage that leads you to the red gem of the first warp room. The Snow Go red gem. So you have to do kind of fast this part, because you are nice. There's an iframe on the porcupines. It's kind of interesting when they are starting showing you their pinches or something like that. I don't know how to call it. Those things that hit you. They have iframes on the first second, and they cannot kill you with that. But just on the first second. After the first second, they won't have iframes, and you will get hit. So you have to be very careful. You want to use a not safe strat about it. So right now we have a fear tackle, so we can rush this. So you have to stand up right there on the gray box, because if you continue jumping when you are very, very fast, Crash will say fuck it and don't care about the hitbox of the gray box, and he will just fall down to the hole, and you will die. So that's why I stand up a moment on that gray box. It's pretty interesting how every character works in this game. A big respect to the programmers of this game, because it's just really very well made, man. Such a beautiful game in every aspect. Okay, so now we have the red gem. We have passage to the first stage of the second warp room, because there's a secret passage with the red gem, and that's why we pick up the red gem before entering the first stage of the second warp room, the Snowbeast. So I always spin on the seals, because they have like a weird movement, and sometimes they can hit you when you are sliding on the ice. You have to be very careful. Always wait for the last one when they are like on group like that, and go on the left place of this part, and you can spin two of them and even the third one. So the porcupine is coming to me. Wait until he's not on attack mode. And now we have the third attack, where we have free passage. And here's the red gem secret passage. So take advantage of the echo and make a slide jump to destroy those two boxes that were there. Just to save some time, right? Wait for the porcupine. So you have to be very careful with the porcupines, and always depends their movement speed when they will stop their attack mode. You have to slam these places, and always be careful not to slam on the jump gray box, because if you slam on the gray box, Crash will jump and you will hit the TNTs and you will die. So you can spin the penguins when they are spinning. But I don't really suggest that because it's not safe. So don't do it. Just wait until they stop spinning. Take advantage of the jump boost right there to just destroy all the boxes and not waste time jumping again on the gray box and try to get boxes that you didn't get because you don't take advantage of the boost of the jump boost. So those platforms fall down really fast, so you cannot go like you cannot pass through them walking. You have to slide always, because if you pass through them walking, they will just crush you and kill you. Because the timing it's faster than on the normal platforms. That's why I slide all those platforms. And this porcupine trying to troll you because it wants you to jump above him and then get hit with the nitro, but you don't have to jump on him, you just have to slide him. And you can go to the red gem passage again, so just do not stand up on the red gem, or it will lead you again to that passage. I fucked up right there because I didn't get that box. And as you can see, those platforms I can just walk and they won't crash me because the timing is not faster than it was in the red gem passage. So kill the seals and wait until those ice things falling down. You can rush that part if you want, but I don't really recommend it because you can get hit with the ice. So it's not a safe strat to rush that for a no damage run. And there's more invisible boxes, so we have to activate the gray box. So this Crash was the first game that introduces the slide too. Because in Crash 1 you weren't able to slide or even slam. So those two movements are new for Crash Bandicoot. On Crash Bandicoot 2, right? So there's nothing be hiding on the back on that part. Now we have triacle, so we have freeway on this part. Oh, there's something interesting about the Akkus when you are in the invisibility mode with the triaccles. Some hitboxes and some explosions triggers Akku scream, like as you saw. And it's kinda annoying when you are jumping places that you can fall down. Because when he triggers that animation, you cannot do anything about it, and you can fall down if you are jumping some empty places or some holes. So you have to be careful about it. The things that can trigger that are the nitro boxes when they are very close. When you destroy nitro boxes that are pretty close together, or the structures that can hit you, like those boulders. So Air Crash will be picking up the first gem that with the time trial, so that's why I'm like rushing the stage, not picking up boxes. So wait for that mine to slide. And there's a trick on here. You just wait right there. Wait until the second slide to the right and then go. And you have to move very precisely for not hit those nitros. So we can pick up the... Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a time trial on this stage. It's the death passage. So the death passage always it's available when you don't die on the stage. If you don't die on the stage, the death passage will be available and you can take it. If you die, it will be invisible and you won't be able to take it. So for this thing. For this sinking podium, you have to wait the 1, 2, and 3 seconds. On the first second, you have to jump, then jump to the animal, and then continue your way. Because if you don't wait 3 seconds and you just rush that part, the second sinking podium won't be available, and you will just fall down because the IPO will submerge the water, and you will just drown. So always wait for 3 seconds for the sinking podium and then jump. So the second gem for air crash is not possible to take it right now, because we need a secret level in order to get all the boxes for a crash. So that's why I'm just leaving that. Okay, so the polar stage. This polar stage is pretty simple. There's like 2 or 3 places that are kind of dangerous for a no damage run. And the first one, I think it's no, not this one. But the movement has to be very precisely in order to get some boxes, but because some boxes are kind of hard to get. Because you have to move like right, left, precisely, and you won't be able to take it. So that's the first dangerous part, because if you don't rush before with the R1 button like I did, the TNTs will be pretty close to explode when you are picking up the boxes that are behind and in front of them. Always jump on the corner of that part, so you can avoid the orcas. Then jump here, jump again, destroy 3 boxes, jump, and then jump again. You have to time it that very well, or you will die. That's the polar first stage. And of course, don't forget to explode all the nitros. Because if you forget that, you won't get the gem. Okay, so the boulder stage, the chase stage, like I like to call it. So the big snowball start chasing you, and on this stage you have to be very careful of the mines that are on the map, because the mines can fuck you up, and the animation that makes you jump sometimes leads you to an empty place. You will just die, not because of the mine, because of the jump that mine makes you and leads you to an empty hole. So go for this part because there are some boxes, and for the gem you need all the boxes. I really like this song too, pretty cool song. I am waiting for the boulder to destroy the nitros, because if I don't watch the nitro being destroyed with the boulder, it will not count as a box. So that speed boost leads you to a mine, as you can see. So after the speed boost you have to jump instantly, and you won't get the mine, because that mine can lead you to a nitro. Take advantage of the slam. The slam again. And there you have to crouch and jump for the extended jump. I think bonuses on Crash Bandicoot 3 are harder than this Crash Bandicoot. I don't know. Maybe just my imagination, but I feel like it. Okay, so the last speed boost right here leads you to an empty hole. Oh no, I'm sorry, we just passed that, I think, yeah. I didn't explain that, I'm sorry. Okay, the last stage of the second war room. So be careful with the scrubbers, because the scrubbers are like rolling on the pad, the whole map, and they can hit you. And of course, be careful about the electric eel. Just try to kill the scrubbers, and you will be fine. And the spiked rat, it's very annoying because he can chase your patting. As you can see, when you are behind them, they instantly 180 and start chasing you. You have to be careful about it. So there's a secret passage right here, and there's the green gem. The green gem on this secret path. It's not an out of bounds or something else. This is the legal way to get the green gem. So don't think I'm using glitches or out of bounds, because it's not. The game is meant to be like that. So just be careful about the water. Do not just pass through all the platforms and you will be good. And the worst thing about this is that you have to backtrack all the way in order to continue the map, because this is a no damage run, right? So you cannot like just kill yourself and respawn on the last checkpoint with the gem, because when you pick up a gem and you die, the gem is still in your inventory and you can continue if you want. So that's why in speedruns they just kill themselves when they pick up the gem, and they don't have to backtrack like this. So a no damage run, I think it's harder than a speedrun in some aspects, right? Because a speedrunner has like more advanced movements that are really hard to make. So I have a big respect for the speedrunners of this game, because those movements that they use for the speedrunning are pretty hard to do. I just learned the neutral slide spin, and it's pretty hard to do it correctly every time. But yeah, I think the backtracking of this game, it's the most fun part. And it's how it's meant to be, right? If you want, you can just spin those boxes. You don't have to like pick up the 10. The 10. I like to call it like apples, but I think it's not. They are not apples. They are wumpas or something like that. When I was a kid, I thought they were apples. That's why I call them like that. And even Aku, I used to call him Wardiga, not Aku. Because when I was a kid, I thought he said Wardiga when you pick him up. But then I realized his real name is Aku. But yeah, just because I was a kid and I get used to that. On my Spanish commented version, you will hear me call him Wardiga all the time, I think. So you can kill those 3 enemies with just one spin if you are on the correct spot. So do not forget about these boxes because they are like not very visible because of the wumpas, because of the apples. So yeah, do not forget those boxes. So just wait until that enemy passed through the right, and then you're good to go. And right here you have to just rush this part, because those enemies are pretty slow and they will go up fast, and you're pretty good to just go and rush that part and then jump.
Ten of 25 crystals. You're on your way. I'm running low on power, so communication from this point will be difficult. Again, be wary of the pathways between warp ruins. Remember, I'm counting on you.
Okay, the second boss fight. As always, if you know what to do, boss fights are pretty easy. So Komodo Mo will be on the center all the time, and Komodo Joe will be the one that is spinning. For the first stage, you have to just stand up where you warp. You're good to go. Then you spin to Joe, and that's it. So I like to go where Komodo Joe first throw his knives, and stand up right there. So on the second phase of the boss fight, it's like the same. It's the same like on the first stage, but takes more time. So sometimes Komodo Joe like kinda bugged and keep spinning like that. And he won't stop spinning, but you have to wait until he stops spinning and then spin to him, and Komodo Mo will get hit. So again, go to the place where Komodo Joe throw his knives. And on the third stage of the boss fight, Komodo Mo will throw knives when Komodo Joe is spinning, so you have to be careful about it. So just keep moving. And this time he will just throw 2 knives. I don't know why, because he usually always throw 3 knives. But this time he just throw 2. I don't know why, man. I think it is because Joe is pretty close to me, and maybe the program doesn't let him throw knives when Joe is pretty close. But I don't know, because he will always throw 3 knives, but he just throw 2. And that's Komodo Joe and Mo, the Komodo Brothers.
Good show, Crash. The Komodo Brothers obviously lacked your mettle. But now is not the time to get cocky. There are still many crystals to obtain. Remember, the world is counting on you.
Okay, plant foot. So plant foot is one of the hardest stages of the game. And as you can see, I will rush this part. Like if I'm speed running, because the time trial timing is pretty tight and we cannot lose any time. Because if we lose time, we won't be able to pick up the yellow gem. And because this is a no damage run, we cannot take damage on any enemy, and that makes even harder to rush this stage. So that's why I'm very fast and using the neutral slide spin every time I can, because I cannot lose any time. And it's easily to rush the stage taking damage, right? But this is a no damage run, so that's why it's just hard, man. This map, it's really hard to rush it without taking any damage. And when you try it, you will see what I'm talking about. Right now it's just look easy, right? But it's not. It takes me a lot of practice to do this. So now we can like go patiently, but I'm used to rush it, so that's why I'm doing it like really fast. But you don't have to, because we already got the yellow gems. Right now we just have to pick up all the boxes and we will have the second normal gem. And as you can see, you cannot pick up a third Aku when you are on the jet. I like to wait there because I don't want to get stuck on the tornado, on the water tornado, because of the mine, and it's pretty close to me. So when you spin to that plant on his left side, on the left side, I'm sorry, he will sometimes go and destroy the TNT. Maybe you saw it when I was rushing the level. So something interesting about this game is that the boxes from the bonus, it counts for the gem. On Crash Bandicoot 1, the bonus boxes that doesn't count for anything. So, but on this game it counts, and of course on Crash Bandicoot 3 too. I don't know why in Crash Bandicoot 1 doesn't count. It's like the bonus it's a bonus, right? Doesn't matter what you do with the boxes from the bonus. But well, it's just Crash Bandicoot 1. It's a really good game too. So believe it or not, that jump is pretty hard, because sometimes with the D-pad your thumb gets stuck on the up D-pad, and you jump and you just drown because you don't press very well. Okay, see you later. So this stage is pretty easily because the stage gives you a lot of accus. So we'll be like rushing the stage because of the accus that the game give us. And right now I'm not like picking up all the boxes because I will be going to the yellow gem pad. So I don't need to pick up all the boxes. Because of that gem, right? So it's possible to backtrack all this part. And I think I will be... Nah, I won't be backtracking. But yeah, it's possible to backtrack all that part of the map, of the stage, I'm sorry. To be able to pick up all the boxes and then the second gem too and the crystal and just pick everything on one run of this stage, right? But it's harder, so that's why I didn't do it. But it's possible. I will be just re-entering the stage to pick up the crystal and the second gem. It's harder and it's not safer, so that's why I didn't do it. Not just because it's harder. Or maybe I just do it because it's harder. So the lab assistant that throws flames, you always have to wait until he's out of fuel and not throwing fire. Because there's a glitch to avoid the fire, but it's really complicated to do it. And I think it's counted as an out-of-bound glitch, so... But I'm not pretty sure about it. So right now I'm killing the spiked rats on that specific part of the stage because I don't want them that they fly away and just destroy the Aku that was right there after the bonus entrance. That's why I just stand up on that part to kill them. So every time you get 99 Wumpas or apples, you get an extra life. And it looks like I didn't take the Aku Rider, right? I don't know if I take it. Yeah, I take it, but it looked like I didn't. It looks pretty bad. But the hitbox of the Fear Attack invincibility, it's like pretty white. And sometimes you pick up things when you think you didn't pick them up. So you have to kind of rush this part because if you want to get the Fear Attack invincibility for the last lap assistant. Because as you can see the music start to fading. And if you didn't rush that part, you won't get the Fear Attack or invincibility for the lap assistant, and maybe you will get hit for his fire, or with his fire.
Schematics for an improved Cortex Vortex and a suspicious-looking space station. I'm not sure, but Cortex might be trying...
Okay, Bear Down. So Bear Down is the second polar stage. And it can count as the last stage with polar. No, it's not the last stage, because there's a secret stage with polar, yeah. I'm wrong. So you have to rush and then jump for that part, because you can make a normal jump, but it's possible, but it's dangerous, so I don't recommend it. But it's possible to just do a normal jump right there on the part that I rush, or I make the speed boost. So with the Parker Lab assistant, the first one is a jump. The first one is not a jump, and the second one is a jump. Jump on these seals. This one is not jumping. This one is jumping, and then going to the right because of the orcas. This one is on the left, and then jumping on the Parker Lab assistant. It's jump and then no jump. Then on the right because of the orca. Then on the left. And then jump the nitrous. And this is not jumping. And that's it. That's Bear Down. So you will pick up the gem and then backtrack, because there's a secret passage right here that you have to jump on the center. So when you are on the center, you go to the secret stage. And guess what? This air crash, the gem that we weren't able to pick up. And the cool sound too. So if I'm not wrong, there's nothing pretty hard on this stage. Let me remember. I think there's nothing. Well, this part is kinda hard because of the nitro. But it's just that, man. Yeah, it's not pretty hard. Takes some practice, but not so much. And now you can pick up the gem of air crash, because those were the boxes that were missing, and even the green box that exploded all the nitro. So for this part you have to be really close to falling, and just hold the jump button on the gray jump box, and you will be able to just pass through all that part, because it's a really long jump. And of course, don't go to the dead passage or dead path. It's not necessary, but it's necessary to go to these platforms, because there are 4 boxes. So those boxes are possible to pick up with the jet, but you have to take damage of the mines in order to jump to that platform. Because when you hit a mine, it gives you an animation of jumping with the jet. With that animation you can jump on that platform. but it will count as damage, so that's why I didn't do it. Okay, so for this part is pretty interesting. You have to wait until the first mind is going to the right. So I did it pretty fast. I wasn't able to explain very well. But the main trick is that you have to wait until the first mind is going to the right, so you can stand up on that place and wait until the second mind is going to the right again, and then just go through or go forward. Okay, so first warp room and second warp room are completed. We are not missing any gems there. On Road to Ruin, it has another secret passage for picking up a gem. It's possible to make a really long jump with the neutral slide spin and a variation of that strategy, but it's not the legal way to pick up the gem. The legal way is to get the secret passage that is on another stage. So that's why I'm just rushing the stage. I'm not picking up the boxes because I won't be able to pick up a gem, or the gem that all the boxes gives you. But I will be able to pick up the dead route gem. So that's why I just go for the crystal, and I'm now backtracking, and I will go to the dead route platform. So the first gorilla encounter. It's pretty easily with the sound. You have to pay attention to the sound that the gorilla is making when he's throwing the wood. And when there are falling platforms, you have to wait on this platform and then jump to the falling platform when the gorilla is throwing the wood. And there's the gem of the route. So we just avoid the bonus because we cannot have the box's gem. We need the secret passage, as I told you at the beginning of the map. And as you can see, when I destroy two TNTs at the same time with the third Aku, it gives me like an animation of jumping, and it almost make me fall down the platform and I almost die. So the third Aku sometimes trolls you. You have to be careful about it. Okay, the last chasing stage, Un-Bearable. And I used to think that this guy was Polar Daddy, and he's mad because we are having fun with his son. I don't know how to call him now. So on this map, you have to be careful with the salamanders, because those guys are the ones that can troll you. And this part you have to go to the left because there is one mine on the right. And if that mine hits you, there's a 90% possibility that the jump animation that it makes it will make you fall down. So just kill that salamander, or those salamanders, I'm sorry. Pick up the checkpoint and wait until the polar fall down, and there's a secret passage right here. And this part reminds me a lot to Mario Bros. The part of the bullets that are always coming and can kill you. It's pretty similar, man. It's almost the same, I think. The only difference is that there's a human firing the bullets instead of a machine like in Mario Bros. You have to time the bullets explosions very well, or you will get hit and you will die. Like for example on this part you have to time the jump of the bullet, or you won't be able to make a second jump on the turtle and you will get hit for the second bullet. It's just about timing, man. It's pretty annoying, to be honest, but it's pretty possible. And there's two hiding boxes right there, so you don't have to miss those boxes because they are hiding right there. And the armored armadillo, it's like when you slam on him, he's like always throws you to the other way. But on that part is like pretty safe. But there's one map that is not because there are some nitros, but that's another map. So slide jump right there because you won't be able to just make a normal jump. You have to slide jump on that part. Hold the jump button to make a longer jump with the platform. So you have a free tackle. You don't have to worry. And that's it. That's the secret passage. And the secret passage is just for the gem boxes of this stage. It's not because something else. And you can even activate the nitro green box explosion before entering to the secret passage, and you won't have to deal with nitros on that part. It just makes it easier. I didn't think about it, but you can do that if you want. So it's not necessary to make a long jump right here, but just do it for the memes. That is not necessary because there are some gray boxes that you can jump on. So as you can see, when I start the chasing animation from the polar, the accus just disappear. Because the game is not intended to have accus for these stages. I don't know why. Oh yeah, on that part you have to spin and then slide very very fast, or you will get electrocuted. On this part you just stick to your right, then stick to your left, right and left. Then go to the right again, left, right. So pick up the gem. And then backtrack, because there is a secret passage right here too. And you have to make a slide jump, or you won't be able to arrive to that part. When you touch the polar, you get the secret passage to the secret level. And this secret level is not for another level that we miss a gem or something. It's just a different level that will give you an extra gem, and it's called Totally Beauties. And this is the last level that you will use the polar. And guess what? It's a night level with polar. I think there's just like one really hard part of this map, and the other is like you have to make a perfect movement. Because when you make the speed boost with the polar, the jump is not always precisely, and you can miss a box on the jump. So you have to make a really good movement in order to destroy all the boxes on the speed boost jump. Because for example on this part, when you make the boost and then you jump, like on this part, wait a sec. Like on this part, if you don't move precisely, the polar won't destroy all the all the boxes. And on that part, as you can see, you have to jump pretty close to the totem. To the totem pole. Because if you don't do that, you won't be able to pick up the boxes that were on the left of the totem pole. And like almost all the Park Lab assistants, you just have to pass through them, not jump on them. Because the speed boost that the stage is giving you, it's a lot, as you can see. Since Beer Down, the stage started giving you speed boost. And this level is the most speed that it can give you. That's why it's like really fast. It's not because I'm rushing, it's because the game is giving me speed more and more every time.
Crash, my boy, you are more than halfway there. But I'm sure you've noticed that things are getting harder. The last 10 crystals will be the hardest to gather, and our enemies will be sending their strongest forces to thwart you. I'll contact you again when you have completed the next one.
Okay, so Tiny Tiger, for me, is the hardest boss fight in the game, because it's very random which platform it will fall down. So you depends on the luck. I'm not really sure it has RNG. I'm not really sure if this game has RNG, but maybe, because this boss is really random, man. So the first two phases, it's pretty easily if you want to see it like that. But the third phase is the most difficult, because Tiny is faster and only one platform will fall down at the same time. Not 2 or 3 like on the first and second phase. So when there's a platform between two platforms that are not falling down, you can slide jump and make Tiny go through that falling platform, and you will good to go. And never ever try to bait Tiny on a corner falling platform. That's just the game trying to troll you. Don't fall down on that trick. Always bait Tiny on a middle platform like this one. And that's Tiny. Okay, so try to kill the Scrubber and the Lab Assistant at the same time, and make a slide jump right here. And there's one Scrubber that will always come to you on this route. So always wait until he arrives and then kill him before going through the rolling barrels. And maybe you wonder why I'm not picking up the boxes, because there's a secret passage on this map too. That's why I'm not picking up all the boxes. I don't really know the exact name of those enemies, man. Neither this one. Those ones. If you know how they're called, leave it in the comments, because I don't know, man. Okay, so for this part, just wait until that fast one, it's like pretty close to you. Go through this one and then just rush this part. Maybe you wonder that he's pretty close, but it's pretty well timed, so you don't have to worry about it. And for these ones that are really fast too, you have to wait until they are like going up, and when they are falling down, that's the key. That's when you have to jump. And with circle button, you can do that in order to avoid those enemies, because you cannot kill them with the spin or something else. You just have to avoid them. And this one is pretty fast, so that's why I'm always pressing circle almost all the time. And that's the secret passage to the secret level. And this secret level is another one with his own gem, so it doesn't lead you to another level that we miss a gem or something else. It's just a secret level. So do not kill this enemy, because if you kill him, you will get hit by the nitro explosion area. So just don't kill him, just jump and avoid that enemy, because you don't have to kill him. Because the nitro hitbox of the explosion is really wide, and you will get hit because of that. You will get hit, I'm sorry. So you have to kind of rush this part, because the light won't be all the time, like as you can see. It will just leave you, and you don't want that, right? So be careful with that spiked lizard. That was pretty close. So on this part, do not pick up the light. Then go to this part and start slamming, because there are some boxes that you have to slam. And if you go with the light, the time that the light gives you will end, and you won't have enough time to have the light, right? I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it. Because the light won't give you enough time to slam all the boxes. It will just leave you, and you will be in the darkness, and you will just fall down. That's Nightfire. Okay, Hanging Out. Now we will be picking up the crystal and the gem, because we don't need to go to the secret passage. And this stage just have one gem, it doesn't have two. You have to be careful right here with the scrubbers, because there's one scrubber that always comes to you. So the main point is that you have to be careful when you are close to the rolling barrel, because when you are close to the rolling barrel and if you spin and you try to pass through the rolling barrel when you are spinning, you kinda delay your movement and you can get hit by the barrel. You will kill the scrubber, but the barrel will hit you, so just kill first the scrubber and then pass through the barrels. That's the best thing you can do. We got a second Aku here. And for those enemies that are faster than the ones that were before on the sewer later, you have to wait until they are on the top, and when they are falling down, that's when you have to jump through them. Not before, not after. When they are when they start falling down, that's the point where you have to start jumping. That's the perfect timing if you want to call it like that. And do not slide and jump those things, because you will get stuck on the ceiling and you won't be able to pass through those. Just make a simple jump. That's it. It looks like you can make a slide jump, right? But you cannot, because you will get stuck on the ceiling and you will get hit, and you don't want that. So right here, this is pretty interesting, because Crash head is stronger than his feet, as you can see. because I was below all those boxes that it's supposed to be destroyed by an slam, and they got destroyed with my head. Pretty interesting, pretty funny too. And always remember, these jumping boxes has 10 Wumpas or 10 apples. So after the 10 jump, it will destroy. Kill these robotic rats, because sometimes with the camera you got trolled and you can get hit. When you spin to that green box that destroy the nitro, you have to backward a little, because otherwise you will get hit by the nitro explosion. Okay, Diggin It is one of the hardest stages on the game, and it's just because of the speeder plants. It's not because the stage is hard on itself, it's just because of those enemies. Because the speeder plants are really fucking annoying, man. It's incredible how on that time, in 1997, an enemy can be programmed very well, because they're just good, man. Very well programmed. But we have the luck that we have Akus, so we can kind of rush this part of the stage. But the main key for the speeder plants is that you have to keep walking, do not backward or something like that. But at some points, and it will be on B-Haven stage, there's some spot that you have to kind of backward or be careful about it, but when we arrive to that stage I will explain you. So right here, be careful about the TNTs, because sometimes the TNTs do not destroy all the boxes that are below or above them. So that's why I just destroy the other boxes and just let the TNTs alone. Or at least with just 1 or 2 boxes, not more. because sometimes the TNT doesn't destroy the other boxes. It's kinda weird. It's like the explosion, it's not wide enough. The TNT explosion is not wider, it's not like nitro white explosion. So just wait a little until for the timing of the electricity. Then wait here, spin the honeybee, and then continue. You can dig in here, spin to the speeder plants, pick up the crystal, destroy all the boxes, dig in again, and spin the other two speeder plants. So right now we'll be backtracking a little because we need to go to the dead route, the dead path, because there's a gem there and there's boxes too. Because this stage has 2 gems and a crystal. One gem is from the dead path and the second gem is when you destroy all the boxes. And there's like 2 or 3 boxes on the dead path. So you have to do this. You have to backtrack. Wait here until the electricity is gone. And wait here for the honeybee. Spin the honeybee and continue your way. Sometimes another honeybee will spawn if you are not fast enough. And if that happens, you have to spin right. And on that spot too. Just try to be fast enough to not spawn 2 honeybees. See? Another honeybee wanted to spawn, but I denied because I wasn't on his range. So right here on the dead path, the hardest part is to avoid the nitro. You have to jump very well, otherwise you will get hit. Okay, so there's 2 boxes. Wait until the explosion of the speeder plant fades. There's a way to kill speeder plants, and you have to jump above them and then make a slam. But you have to do it very well, because if you are not on a correct spot, when you are slamming, the spines that they have around them will kill you. No matter, it doesn't matter if you slam or not. So you have to be jumping above them on a specific spot. And that's the dead path of this part. We are kinda ending this stage, and it's pretty hard at dead path, believe it or not. So as you can see, I just keep walking. And that's the main key for the speeder plant. Just keep walking, do not be afraid of them. But sometimes when you are walking, they like throw a bomb where you are going. And you cannot backtrack because there's another speeder plant throwing bombs behind you. It's kinda annoying, man. Sometimes it's just about luck, but they are very well programmed. That's why I respect the programmers of this game, man. And we will be backtracking again. Just pick up the gem, and maybe you wonder why, because there's a secret passage on one of the speeder plants that we left. That's why I'm backtracking right now. Just be careful of the honeybees. Another one will spawn, that's why I'm waiting. Because if you get stuck on a landmine explosion, you won't be able to spin and the honeybee will hit you. That's why you have to be careful with the landmine. And the secret passage is right here. Just jump above this spear plant. And get a perfect position, because if you slam on a wrong position, the spines around the spear plant will kill you. And here's the road to Ruin secret passage that give us access to the gem that we left before. So those breathing tiki doesn't breathe fire. There's one TNT hiding there, so be careful, do not spin everything, otherwise that TNT will kill you. And these are a fire breathing tiki. Just wait until this one fades, wait a little, and that's the key. And now you can destroy all the boxes and you will get the gem of this stage. As I told you when we were the first time on this stage, it's possible to get all those boxes with a glitch, with a neutral slide longer spin. But it's not the legal way, right? And I'm picking up all the stuff on a legal way on this walkthrough. We have plenty of Aku, so it's easier to just pass through this stage. And do not forget about the bonus. Sometimes you keep your attention to the fire breathing tikis and you forget about the bonus. So another interesting thing about this game is the shadow of Crash. And I think the shadow of every character of this game. Because as you can see, the shadow is just a circle above the character. On Crash Bandicoot 3 you have a... It's not a perfect shadow like the new games, but at least it's more detailed. It's not just a circle. You will see it on my Crash Bandicoot 3 100% no damage run. Be careful about the monkey and do not wait like I did, because I almost fall down because I was waiting until he was coming to me. Do not wait, just keep walking and kill him when you're close to him.
Something is not right with his statements. Beware of the trick.
Okay, call her Crash. We have 2 Aku, so this part will be easy because we have the third invincibility Aku, and maybe you wonder why I'm not picking up the boxes. And it's because there's another secret passage on this map. That's why I'm not picking up all the boxes. And the Aku will always fade when you are on a platform. On an automatic platform. Always be careful of the seals, because sometimes they are like backtracking when you are about to spin them, and you miss the spin and then they backtrack again and hit you. Always be careful on that jump, because if you continue your jump you are with the speed boost and you will fall down. That's why I wait a little on that gray box. Okay, so right now the key, wait there, because if you don't wait, you won't jump on that box. You will just pass through that box, and you don't want that. And there's a hiding Aku on that part, as you can see. Just destroy all the nitro boxes because we will backtrack this part. Oh no, we won't. Interesting. Oh yeah, we are not backtracking because I think we will just picking up that gem, and then on the next time we will enter in this stage, we will pick up all the boxes. But I'm not sure if it's possible to do both gems on just one run on this stage. Let me think about it. I think it's possible, but it's harder. Yeah, I think it's possible, but it's harder. Yeah, because you will have to backtrack a lot. Yeah, it's possible, but it's pretty hard. So that's why I just making it on 2 runs of this stage. So right now we will be picking up all the boxes, because we are just now for the gem, for the crates gem, or boxes gem. I like to call it like boxes gem, not crates. And as you can see, when you're on ice, you can neutralize light spin. Oh, and I forgot to mention this since the beginning of the game. It's not possible to neutralize light spin with the Aku, with the first Aku invincibility boost. I don't know why. It's just not possible. It's just possible on ice, but on other kind of terrains it's not possible. It's like this. The speed boost that the first Aku gives you deny the neutralize light spin. It's pretty interesting how it works. But on ice, that doesn't matter. You will have the boost of the neutral light spin, so. And there's one box hiding on the ceiling, as you can see right there. Do not forget about that box, because I was like wondering why I missed one box, man. And it was because there's one hiding box above that jumping box. It's not necessary to do that slide on that part. You can just wait until the TNT explodes and then wait until that ice fall down, but it's faster on this way. But not always the fastest way is the safest, right? And this is a no damage playthrough or walkthrough. Okay, so right now we'll be backtracking all this part because we want all the boxes, and there's some invisible boxes. And we have to activate the crate to activate the invisible boxes. So just try to neutralize light spin all this part. So you will have more time with the first Aku, and you will destroy all the nitro. That's why I'm like neutralize light spinning all the time. But if you don't know how to do the neutralize light spin, you can just walk, and you will have enough time to destroy all the nitro. One interesting thing about the dead path route, or the dead path platform, is that you can use it again and it leaves you where you first come. So right here you have to be careful about the platforms that fall down. I'm waiting if the TNT destroy all the boxes, because as I told you before, sometimes TNT doesn't destroy all the boxes. You have to be careful about these platforms, because they can instantly hit you or kill you if you are not timing very well because of the ice terrain. Activate all the gray boxes, because there are some invisible crates right there. Wait until the penguin stop spinning. And on that second, Nitro, do not spin. Jump above the penguin to kill him. Not kill him with a spin, because if you try to spin the penguin, you will spin the Nitro and it will kill you. So right here I like to wait until the porcupine is not facing Crash, because if he's facing you, he will activate his aggro, and like that he will try to kill you, and you cannot attack him when he's on that face. You can kill him on the first second, because as I explained you before, the porcupine has an iframe. Or you have an iframe when he's on his first second of his attack stage. So always wait until he's not facing you. That's the safest way to kill them. And there's no more hiding boxes. You must have a total of 155 crates destroyed to achieve the gem of this stage. Okay, Ruination. This is kinda hard. There's one Nitro next to those boxes, so that's why you don't have to spin like on Road to Ruin, because it's almost the same. The game just wants to troll you, thinking that it's the same like Road to Ruin, but it's not. Wait until the lizard is on that spot and you can slide him and just kill him. Activate the TNTs, so the monkey will die with explosion. And maybe you wonder why I'm not picking up all the boxes again. It's because of the... I'm not pretty sure if it's a death path or a secret path. We will see it. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Oh no, it's the green gem path. That's why I didn't pick up all the boxes. Because we will be picking up the gem of this path first. So there's a gorilla throwing woods. And it's the same as before. Wait until he throw it, then go to the following platform, then to the next one, and then spin the gorilla, and he's done, he's dead. Wait for the flame to vanish. It's just about timing this part. You have to time it very well. And help yourself with the sound of the rolling woods that the gorilla is throwing. That's the key for this kind of stages. There's a fear taco right here, so we will take advantage of that. So there's now an explosion bug of the fear taco with the woods, so do not worry about it. That weird animation that the Aku makes when he got hit with something is just with explosions or the structures hitboxes. So it's possible to pick up both gems at once on this stage too, but you have to backtrack a lot. So now we'll be destroying all these crates to achieve the crate gem or the box gem. But we don't have to go to the green gem pad because there's no boxes on that part. So this is another strategy for this part, but it's riskier than the one I did before, because sometimes you will get stuck on the explosion of the TNTs and you will die or you will get hit. So be careful about those nitro explosions, because sometimes the fear tackle will make that animation and you won't be able to jump properly and you will just fall down. Oh yeah, on this part you have to be careful of not destroying those 3 boxes, because if you destroy those 3 boxes at the beginning, you won't be able to destroy the other ones, because the other ones will be really far away from you and you won't be able to make a perfect jump to go through them. So that's why I always leave those 3 first boxes and destroy it at the end. So in this part, always activate the TNT, crouch and then jump. Do not slide, because if you slide and jump, you will destroy the TNT and you will get hit on the explosion. So right there I fucked up the timing of the boxes. So I just guide myself with the sound of the crates destroying. So there's one interesting thing about this game. The cap of lives that you can have is 99. That's why I'm not getting more than 99. No matter what, you can just have 99 lives. That's the max cap. Wait until the fire is starting, because otherwise you will get hit with that weird animation of the fear tackle with fire and you won't be able to jump properly on those platforms. So this part sometimes is kinda bugged. Sometimes the texture doesn't load on this middle platform or even in the last platform, and they are like black or green or pink, like that. As you can see, it was like green and then blue. I don't know why that happened. I think it's just a bug of the game. But the worst thing it can happen is that the middle platform doesn't load texture and it's just black, because you won't be able to see it when you have to jump. You will just fall down. It's pretty annoying. Okay, be having the last stage of this warp room, the fourth warp room. So I think the hardest part of this stage is the honeybees and the lumberjack lab assistant, because there are some parts where you are like walking and there's one lumberjack assistant, and you have to jump and then spin, because if you just spin without jumping you will just dig in and the lumberjack lab assistant will crush you on the floor. You will see it right now. So right there, just dig in. Dig in again, destroy the crates. If you time it very well like I'm doing it, you won't trigger the honeybee spawn, as you can see. So this tick is like pretty fast, but the safest way is go around him on the left. On the electricity is just timing, it's just about timing. So right here is it. You have to jump and then spin again pretty fast to dig in, so the honeybees won't be able to attack you. Because if you just dig in for the honeybees, the lumberjack system will crash you on the floor. And there's one secret passage in this part. And this is the last secret passage of the game. If I'm not wrong, yeah, this is the last one, I think. This secret passage leads you to the purple gem. And it's another like Super Mario part with the bullets. Do not kill the armored armadillo, but you have to kill this one. Well, if you want. But as you can see, he like throws you to the other part. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if it's intentional or if it's a bug of the game. But you have to be careful to not slam him when you are pretty close of a nitro. Otherwise he will throw you next to the nitro and you will get hit. This is about timing too. You have to time it very well and then crouch every time, because that hitbox of the bullet sometimes doesn't hit you, but sometimes it hits you. It's just like pretty troll. That's why I'm crouching all the time. It's supposed that it doesn't have to hit you, but I'm not like trusting about it. So be careful about the explosion of the bullets when you are with a Fear Taco, because it makes that weird animation and you can sometimes get stuck on a jump and just fall down and not be able to jump properly. So the platform leaves us behind the secret passage, so that's why I am able to pick up all the crates. Well, I just left one. And this is the hardest part of the speed plants, because as you can see, sometimes they left bombs on your path and you cannot like stand up and wait until the bomb fades. You can wait just a little of time, because if you wait long enough the honeybees will hit you. And that was the hardest part of this map. And of course the lumberjack lab assistant. Just follow the Wumpa trail, or the apple trail. Here is again the same. First kill the lumberjack lab assistant and then the honeybees. Not first the honeybees. Always first the lumberjack system. And try to spam the square button when you jump and spin the lumberjack lab assistant. That's the safest way to kill him and then dig in immediately. And always jump before that, because if you don't jump you will just dig in and not kill the lumberjack lab assistant. So I'm waiting for the honeybees right there, because I want plenty of time to destroy all the nitros here. And that's be having.
Crash, I have discovered that the opposition is being masterminded by Dr. Nictrus Brio, the inventor of the avoidable ray. Brio was responsible for our misunderstandings in the past. He forced me to assist him in his plot for world domination, and he's at it again. He will attempt to stand in our way. Be on your guard, Crash. Use the platform to deliver the crystals to Engine.
Like Dr. Cortex said, keep the 20 crystals you have collected for me.
Okay, Engine. So Engine is pretty easily when you know what to do. You have to stand up on that spot and start shooting to his arms. Now he's entering the phase 2 of the first phase. I like to call it like that, when he throws a laser on his arms. The first laser is easy to dodge, but the second one it's kinda harder. So right now we just destroy one arm, and the second laser that he will make it's harder to dodge because he moves faster than the first one. And as you can see, the timing is pretty tight. So you just destroy the arm, and now it's second phase of the boss. And he will start throwing rockets. And it's always the same. You have to stand up first on the right, and then on the left. He will always throw the rockets on the same spots. So as you can see, I'm now standing up on the left, and again on the right. Once you destroy one of his rocket launcher thing, he will make another kind of auto attack. You will see it right now. So okay, I destroyed one, and now he won't throw a lot of rockets, he will throw just one. That rocket will always come from that part, and you just have to jump the rocket. Now is the last phase of the boss. He will always come first at the middle, then he will come on the right, and then on the left, and then on the left again. But on the third platform it's enough time to kill him. And that's Engine.
Master Cortex will be very displeased with your resistance. Prepare to suffer his wrath!
What is your problem, Bandicoot? I will not ask you again to bring me the crystals. Obtain the remaining 5 crystals, Crash, and bring them to me.
So this is the last warp room that we will be using on the game. And if I'm not wrong, there's no more secret passages. Yeah, there's no more secret passages. We'll be using like a dead passage or a dead route, a gem route, but not secret passages. So for this part, you have to always slide the robot walkers, because the robot walkers you cannot spin them. You have to slide them in order to kill them. For the Sparky tentacle bot unit, there are three kinds of those robots. The ones that are always like with their arms open, the others that are with their arms like closed, and the third kind is that he can change between those two stages. This part you have to make a slide and go through to the screen and then go back to the platform like I did. The other strategy for that part is just walk and time it very well and jump into the Sparky tentacle bot unit. As you can see, that's the third kind of sparky tentacle unit, because he's changing phases, opening arms and then closing. Always try to kill them with spin when they are with their arm closes. When they are with their arms open, you cannot spin on them, you have to jump above them. But it's easier to kill them when they are with their arms closed and you can just spin on them. Because you don't have to time the jump or anything else. So that's why it's pretty simple to do that. Be careful when you're sliding that robot walker, because if you slide when he's very close to the platform, that throws you an energy. The energy will be on your face and you won't be able to dodge it. So for the barricading lab assistant, you have to wait when they make like the noise when they are pushing. When they are pushing, you cannot spin on them. But when they end that animation of pushing, that's the spot when you can slide on them or spin on them. So right now I'm backtracking because I will go to the death path. And as you can see, you can avoid that electric thing just spinning. If you spin on the right time when it's arriving to you, it won't deal you any damage, it won't kill you. You can spin that attack. I didn't know that until I saw some speedrun videos, because I thought that was an auto attack that you cannot avoid at all with a spin or something else. You just have to jump or be away from it. I didn't know you can spin on them and just avoid the damage. So just keep backtracking. And we want to jump on that Sparky tentacle bot unit because we want the jump boost in order to arrive to the other part, because if you don't jump on that one, you won't be able to pass through that part. So now the death route is pretty simple. There's some hard parts, like this one. When you spin on that barricade lab assistant, you have to be aware of the nitro, because sometimes the nitro explosion can hit you. And on that robot walker too. Always when you kill an enemy and the enemy is pretty close to a nitro, you have to be aware of the explosion of the nitro. So right now you have to time it very well, this sparkle. Oh no, that sparkle you don't have to time it, yeah. Just jump on the platform that throws you the electricity, spin on the electricity, and that's it. This one you have to time it. Because if you don't time it, you won't be able to jump on the next one, because the next one will be with its arm closed and it will just kill you. And that's how you get both of the gems on this stage. Okay, pack attack. So pack attack is the first stage with the jetpack. This one is the easiest one. Rocket is harder than this one. There are just 2 stages with the jetpack on this game. Well, 3 if you count Dr. Neo Cortex boss fight. But if you don't count that, there's just 2. There's no bonus on this kind of stages. There's no secret passages. So it's just like a classic Crash Bandicoot stage where you just have to destroy all the boxes and you get the gem. It will be interesting if they add like a secret passage or something else on these kind of stages. And it's interesting too that they never repeat these kind of stages on Crash Bandicoot 3 or 4. I don't know why. Always be careful with the red structures, because the red structures can kill you. And with the Space Lab Assistant, you have to wait until he stops throwing electricity on his hands. You spin him one time, then he will try to electrocute you again, and when he ends the electricity, you go and spin him again. And there are not like hiding boxes either. On the second one, on Rocket, there are like some boxes that are hiding depending on the camera. And you can miss some boxes pretty easily on that. But on this stage now, this stage is like the tutorial for this kind of stages. So just wait until the fireball are open and the Space Lab Assistant stop throwing electricity. And then you're good to go. And that's Pack It. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm drunk. It's Rocket, it's not Pack It. Yeah, this one is Rocket, so the next one... What's the name of the next one? I think it's... Oh, this next one I think is Pack It. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I get confused. So this is another night map. But it's simpler than like on Nightfly. Nightfly is harder than this one. The hardest part of this one is when you get the third Aku invincibility. Sometimes the sound and the music kinda confuse you, and even the brightness that the third Aku gives you. It confuses you and can make you fall down pretty easily. Or at least that happened to me a lot of times. And for the last lizard, you won't have enough time for that lizard. You won't have enough time of the invisibility Aku, so that's why I just slide on him and not try to kill him with the invisibility because the music was fading. It's like it's perfect timing for not you to be able to kill him with the third Aku, and just the game want to troll you and make you lose an Aku or a life. So in order to achieve the gem from the boxes, you have to backtrack a little on the other path, on the dead route path, but just a little. There are just 2 boxes. You pick up the light and just continue your way. You can even backtrack even more to pick up the gem, but it's harder because there are some places that you have to jump. You have to know the map pretty well in order to achieve that. So I don't really recommend it. If you want to make it safer, just destroy those 2 boxes, pick up the light and continue your way, and you will have the gem box. And then enter the stage again for the dead route gem. Okay, so the dead route. I think there's not like pretty hard places. This is kind of hard because sometimes the rat wants to kill you. It's everything about the camera, because the camera movement sometimes kind of troll you and don't let you calculate pretty well how to have to manage some parts. But that's it, that's the dead route, I think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not so hard, this dead route. Okay, so pack attack, as I told you before, got some boxes. It's not like they are hiding, but when you move the camera, you go too much to the left or to the right, the camera doesn't let you see some boxes, like on that part, for example. It's not letting me see the box that is behind me. But the key is that you have to be aware or where are the boxes when you are controlling the jetpack. So you won't miss any box. That's the hardest part of this, and of course timing very well the electricity cables, wires. And the lab assistant always wait until he stops electrocuting. He will electrocute again, and then you go and spin on him again. And there's one pretty interesting structure on this stage that I thought it deals damage, but it doesn't. And you will see that structure. You will see it right now, I think. It's not this one, and you cannot have fear attack on this, but it counts as a box, right? So that's why we have to destroy that box. So this structure that yellow structure doesn't inflict damage at all, and that blue structure neither. I thought those structures inflict damage, but they don't. So don't be careful with those structures because they don't deal damage. Right here, be careful not to fly too close to the nitro. And that's pretty risky, don't do that. And right here you have to time very well the fireballs and the electricity wires. It's almost always at the beginning of the animation, but if you delay it a little, you have to wait like a full stage of those animations. Okay, so right now we have like 40 gems. Yeah, we have 40 gems. And with those 2 gems on this map, we have the 42 gems. And that's the 100% of the game with the crystal. And of course, killing Cortex. But right now we're just picking up 1 gem. And we will let the last gem for after killing Neo Cortex for the true ending of the game. You will see it. So this map it's pretty easily with the Aku, because we have 2 Akus, and with the Fear Aku, the hardest part of this stage is like free. This part is kinda hard because sometimes you have to time it very well or you will get hit with the platform. Because you have to kill that Sparky tentacle bot unit. Right here you always kill the tentacle bot unit with a spin, not with a jump. For this one you have to stand up right there and wait until he changes his form and then spin him. Or spin it. And for this one, wait until he push. When he push, then you go and spin on him twice, and be careful about the nitro explosion. Slide on the robot walker and spin on the tentacle bot unit. First enter the bonus. Do not pick up the Aku before that. And this is a kind of troll bonus because it wants you to jump on the nitros, but that's what you have to do. So for picking up that box, you have to jump, and when you are almost on the floor, you have to spin. And always go on the top of those boxes, or otherwise you won't be able to destroy all the boxes with a slam. Remember, these jumping boxes are 10. That's a bonus, pretty easy. So right now pick up the Aku, and you have the third Aku, and it's free. Everything is free. That's a bug, because the fire cannot kill you, but the Aku is like screaming. But yeah, do not worry about it. And sometimes it doesn't happen. I don't know, because sometimes when I was practicing this run, the fire doesn't make Aku scream, and Aku just walk through those structures and nothing happens. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And right now we are on the last boss, or we will be facing the last boss.
Yes, My plan is nearly complete, and I have you, Crash Bandicoot, to thank for it. Engine? What's happening? What's that? Is he stealing our signal?
Crash! Cortex isn't going to use the crystals to contain the planet's energy. He's going to harness the force and use it to power the super Cortex vortex he has built on his space station. One blast of the ray will cover the entire world, turning everyone into Cortex's mindless slaves. Crash, don't let him have those crystals!
Engine, you fool! She's telling him everything! Ah, yes. We're back now. Pardon the, interruption. Crash, bring me
Okay, so for Neocortex, start accelerating as soon as the stage starts, and the main key for spin on Cortex pretty easily and almost at the beginning of the stage or the boss fight is that you have to spin on him when you are in the curves, in the corners. When you are in the curves, it's pretty easily because he's like kinda stuck on the curves and he cannot like fly fast enough. So you have to spin on him on the curves. And that's the Cortex.
Crash, what do you suppose happened to Cortex? And what about the Cortex vortex? It's still up there.
Thank you very much for watching. This was Crash Bandicoot 2. Oh no, I'm joking. I'm just joking. We have to pick up the last gem in order to have the 100% of the game and watch the true ending of the game. But we will do it after the credits. But the credits are with like 4x speed, so don't worry about it. Okay, so the last gem is a path that it leads you to all the color gems that you pick up in the whole game. You won't pick up a color gem, you will just pick up a silver gem, but it's like on Crash Bandicoot 1 that you have to pick up all the gems and you have a free passage. But this one is just for the color gems, not for all the gems. As you can see, first is the blue gem. So you have to time that very well, because if you jump as soon as the Sparky Tentacle Ball unit open his arms, you will get stuck on the platform, you won't be able to pass. And always spin on those electricity things. Because if you can rush it that part, but it's harder. So that's why I'm just spinning to take my time. And that tentacle ball unit do not change phases, so that you have to jump above him or above it. I think the red gem is the last one, if I'm not wrong. So take advantage of the spin and the moment to kill that barricade lab assistant. Oh no, the purple one is the last one. And this is the last gem. With this we have 42 gems, all the color gems, all the crystals, and we have the 100% of the game. I will show you right now on the pause menu, because it has like a game summary. But there's one cutscene before that, with Nitrous Bryo telling you that you pick up all the gems.
You have acquired all of the gems! Incredible! Crystals are not the only means of harnessing planetary energy, right? The gems have that ability as well, and with them, I can destroy the Cortex Vortex forever! Let me walk you to my completed laser installation.
And as you can see, we pick up the 42 gems, the 5 color gems. Oh no, it's 37 silver gems and 5 color gems and the 25 crystals. And with that you have the 100% of the game.
We are ready, Crash. Would you like to do the honors?
This was a 100% Crash Bandicoot 2, no damage, segmented, on the North American PS1 version. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you like it, hope you enjoy it. You can subscribe and give a like to the video, that helps me a lot. And I'll be uploading more walkthroughs of no damage. I'm Ares, and I see you next time.
Ha 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 ha!